Listen, we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we are bringing balance to the world one household at a time. And guess what, y'all? We're doing that today with we had some behind the scenes moments. I can't even hardly keep a straight face, but we are doing that today with Ron Godfrey. How are you, Ron Godfrey?
I'm good. I am great. Thank you.
Oh, great. I'm glad to have you here today. Listen, I know I can see all of you all grabbing your virtual seats, and we're so excited to have you all here with us today. I pretty much think we'll be in for a roller coaster ride. That's probably the best way to sum up with what's going to happen today. Today, Ron Godfrey. Ron Godfrey is my guest, and he is an award-winning actor. He's an author, entrepreneur, and a transformational speaker whose life and work are rooted in resilience, faith, and purpose. Known for his commanding on-screen presence and authentic voice offstage, he uses his storytelling to inspire others to rise from survival to significance. His television and film credits include a lot of things, one of which is Beyond the Gates on CBS, Mike on Hulu, American Soul on BET, Fatal Attraction on TV1, The Staircase on HBO, you name it. It can go on and on and on. There is a whole plethora to what this man has to offer, and some things on Tubi as well, but where he consistently brings strength, depth, and emotional truth to every single role that he plays. And so we're going to talk today about going beyond the acting and how he founded Grind and Conquer, and how that mindset and lifestyle movement built discipline, perseverance, faith through life's toughest battles that he faced. And we're going to learn more about those today as well. So please welcome today, Ron Godfrey, to the Kim Jacobs Show. Oh, and the crowd goes, okay, you gotta remind me over here. I can do something. I am gifted.
Hey, there we go. The
crowd goes wild. Right? Listen, we're so glad to have you here because I was telling you have a great smile and everything backstage, but there are some things, obviously, Ron, that goes way beyond what people see today, way beyond the television piece of Ron. I really want us to just go back to where it kind of all began for you and take us as far back as you want on your journey so we can get an understanding of who you are, Ron Godfrey.
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's a blessing and an honor to be with you today, and to everyone that's watching and listening. My story starts in Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay.
Which that's my birth home. Stamford, Connecticut, 1970. I'm a 70s baby, Gen X, like they say.
That makes sense. We talking about the back in the day, the roller skating days, taking the shoes off and going out on the floor.
There you go. I was raised in church. You know, my routine was school, home, church, and repeat. You know, that was my routine. You know, of course, I did some fun things as a kid and everything, but my parents made sure I was grounded, in church and everything. And, I came in contact with God at an early age, and that helped me stay grounded even up into my adult years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old were you when in that time frame that you accepted the Lord?
I was like 12.
Okay.
Yeah, 12, 13.
Real young. I was 18.
Yeah, I was real
young.
young. And I started, in church, I learned, how to play music. I've learned how to play drums, guitar, piano, and I still play those things today.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're multi-talented, multifaceted. Do you think that helped you with some of your acting?
To a point, because I know I did a a stage play, and part of the audition was I had to know how to sing, and I do sing, and so I did a rendition of Blessed Assurance, and I hit a high note, and the director was like, "You got it, you got it, you got it. It's yours, it's yours."
Well, wait. Don't think you won't be called out on this show, okay? So belt out any tune that God says make a joyful noise unto the Lord, not just any
Yes,
noise. Now over here, I'll be making any noise, but over there you can make a joyful noise. So feel free if your vocal cords are revved up to just belt anything out. You are an
well, that's
actor
that's
after all.
that's why I'm drinking tea now, because
Oh,
I've been on set for the past few days, this past
okay.
weekend. So yeah.
All right. I'll cut you some slack, Ron. All right. All right. But you actually had to sing for this stage play and you did a great job. And what did you sing
Yes.
again? Blessed Assurance.
Blessed Assurance.
And that got you the role?
It got it. It got it. It
All
got it.
right. Awesome. Awesome. So when people right now get to see you, the core of who you are, that speaks volumes because you came from a family that instilled in you that you were interested in serving the Lord and this is how you're going to do it, and then put you in appropriate settings to let your talents and your gifts flourish is what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yes. My parents, I would have to say, especially my mother, because both of my parents were also musically inclined. My father, he played guitar and he used to sing with a quartet.
Okay.
And my mother, she sing, and so my family period on both sides, just, musically inclined, in many areas. So I got it, honestly,
Oh, that's
and it all started in church.
excellent. Excellent. How important do you think it is? Because this show is about how people balance all different aspects of their lives anyway. So how important do you think it is for parents to cultivate the gifts and the talents of young children that they are raising?
Well, I think it's very important because, first of all, we have to understand, like they say, charity starts at home. So it's very important that parents, first of all, not be their child's friend, but be their parent
Mhm,
to
mhm.
help cultivate and establish their goings in life. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Okay.
The
Okay.
scripture tells us, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he won't depart from it. So
That's
if you
right.
train him up right in the way he should go, and let the Lord lead you in
Mm.
your teaching your child, I mean, you'll be all right.
That's good. That's really
Mhm.
good. And I agree with everything that you're saying. And I know you actually served as a youth pastor. So how was that journey coming from being a youth pastor to going into national spotlight?
Um, being in that position helped me. It helps me even now because I reach back to that. I reached back to that. During that time, just working with young people, being young myself. I could relate
That's right.
to many young people, and they could relate to me. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't a thing where I was walking around with the Bible in my hand all the time and folding my hands like like I
That's
wasn't human. I had to let them know, even though I'm in this position, I'm still human. I understand you. I used to have roundtable talks with young people, and what they weren't able to talk to their parents about, or what they felt like they weren't able to talk to their parents about, they was able to come and talk to me,
good.
and I would give my advice to the best of my ability.
I wonder, and this is just a thought. I wonder why is it that as adults, we don't act like always like we've been there and done that. You know what I mean? It's like, are you kidding me? We've done some things when we were younger, and now we're painting this picture like everything's this way, but we
Yeah,
were these same young
yeah,
people back in the day.
yeah, and that's the thing we have to remember. Like you said, we were young too. A lot of adults act like you know we weren't young. Hey, some of the same things our children are doing, we did it.
That's
What I'm
right.
saying? So, and what we do, depending on what it was, if it was something that caused any kind of detriment or whatever, hey, I see you going down this road. I did that, and this is what happened. You don't
Right.
want to do that.
Mm,
Don't sit there and just like, demonize them, like you never you've never done these things, because all souls have what? Sinned and
Sinned
come
and fallen
short.
short of the glory. And
Come
if
on,
you
you know what I'm
say you
saying?
have, which is present tense, right? That you say you
Right.
have no sin, then the truth is not in you, because that's not
Truth's
true.
not in you. Right.
So
So,
yeah, we could go
we
on and
have to
on, you know.
keep it real. We have to
That's
keep it
right.
real.
That's real good. I'm glad you're approaching it from that perspective, that we're all striving to be
Hmm.
the best version that God would have us to be in our lives. And so
Exactly.
anybody agree with it? Come on, that's right. I see you. The one you search for said, hallelujah. Yes, girl. Bring it in. Bring it in and tell them preach, right? I see some other comments as well saying, amen, amen. Good morning, kings and queens. I see all of you all, and so glad. I saw somebody earlier when we were talking saying, laugh out loud. I see you. I see you. So y'all keep your comments coming in, and we will definitely pop them up throughout today's episode. Any questions that you have today for Ron Godfrey as well, please type them in the comment section, and I'll make sure to
Don't
pop
ask
them up.
me nothing.
I was speaking on, okay, I can't speak on this man's behalf. I'm gonna let him do his own talking, and then whenever there's something, you got it. Okay. All right. So now, many of you all, I know you're tuned in today and you want to hear more about something that he recently debuted in. And I want to, before I even play this quick clip, I want to hear, what was it like for you to get a call that you're going to be debuting on Beyond the Gates? That's like something that never happens in many people's lifetime.
Let me tell you something. If I may share that whole story with you.
I want the whole
And,
story.
it's short, but it's powerful to me.
Okay.
So I got the audition through my agent. Got the audition. I called a colleague of mine, good friend, Nisi Jordan. She's also an actress, producer, director. Um, and I said, "Hey, I got a big audition. I need your help. I need you to be a
Yeah.
reader for me." And so she agreed to it and got the audition. I sent it in, and so during this time, about maybe 2 weeks had gone by, and I hadn't heard anything.
Oh, Lord,
So so I'm like, oh man, And so by this time, I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I'm on tour with a country artist, because outside of acting, I drive celebrity tour buses for artists. So when I'm not filming, that's what I'm doing. So either way, I'm in the entertainment industry.
Right.
And so we're in Tampa, Florida. It's week 3. And so I'm at the mall in Tampa, and Nisi calls me. She said, "Hey, I'm just calling to see if you heard anything about the audition." I'm like, "Nah, I ain't heard nothing yet."
Right.
And so she was like, "Well, it'll be okay." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you so much." Exactly 1 minute after we finished that call, my agent emailed me and said, "Congratulations, you've been booked." And I screamed so loud in the mall. The security guard came, "Sir, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I just got booked for a CBS show, man. I'm good. I'm good." And I ran out the mall back to the bus. I mean, exactly 1 minute.
That's
I
crazy,
got
because
that
let
email.
me say this right quick, because I want to know, you were probably like, here I am, I got Nisi, she's calling and trying to hold me accountable, verify, and the answer is no. It's not good news. That's why I haven't reached out to you. But at the end of the day, just by keeping that hope alive and keeping that faith right within the nick of time, just when you think you're about to come to the end of the rope, something happens that's favorable for you.
3 weeks had passed.
Mm.
And I'm like, "Oh man, it's almost time for filming." And oh man. And then I got the email, and I was like, "Oh my God." And I just when I finally kind of like settled down, I just cried and said, "Lord, thank you." Because before then I started getting antsy and impatient, and the Spirit of the Lord just yelled in my ear, like, "Sit down. Trust me. I got you. I'm about to bless you." And that's what it was.
That's crazy, because it's hard to keep that faith and belief, even though we say we believe in the word of God, and
Yeah.
we have that. I'm doing a series called Now Faith to walk in what we say we believe, because we always say a lot of stuff, but we don't really walk in what we say we believe. But it's hard to when you see that the facts are also the facts. I'm not getting the role, right?
Right.
But
And
here
so,
God is reminding you, be anxious for what? For what?
for nothing.
For nothing.
And when I got that email, literally 1 minute after the phone call, and I'm like, what? I was like, and I immediately called my mother, because, you know, back, she used to watch soap operas back in the day, like the One Life to Live and As the World Turns and all of them, you know. I was like, Ma, your son is about to be on a soap opera. And it's historic because it's a predominantly Black soap opera.
Right. Oh,
on a national level, you know. And I'm like, that
oh my gosh. So that was a huge first in your family too. And in most African American families, except for the ones that's on these soap operas, would never have that story to tell. So really is you're building legacy and creating the trajectory of the outcome of your family's destiny, is what I believe.
Exactly. You know, and I told my kids, they was like, what? I was like, yeah, you know. But then when I got when I got the script and I saw what I had to say, I was like, are you kidding me?
Like, you're gonna play this little clip here, so I'm like, I forget what's is it gonna be something that's gonna make my glasses?
Yeah, you'll see.
Let me just play the clip, okay? Because this is
Brace
the part.
yourself.
Oh. But that's a good lead in. Let me ask one more question here, Ron.
What's
because now you've been a youth pastor and you are a true believer in our Lord and Savior. And so what is it like playing these different roles? Because I was a sleuth. I was looking at your assassins, right? All of this stuff that I've seen you playing in. What is it like playing those roles, knowing that you got your church family that's going to give you the business?
You know what I tell them? I say, hey, it's a job. It's paying my bills, but I'm also careful about the roles that I choose, though.
Okay.
I'm also careful. I'm very careful about that.
Interesting. Yeah, because I could see you, and not that I'm being prophetic or anything, but I could see you playing a wide variety of roles, because some of the people that we've looked up and watched over the years, they're on their senior year. They're in their senior latter years. So who's going to come behind them? And I'm a big believer in not being the best or the next anything, but being the best you. That's it.
Right. Well,
but I'm sure you're getting.
I'm here.
So you're available for the different roles that's out there.
It depends. Because I don't just take anything.
Okay.
Yeah, good. I don't just take anything. There's certain lines I won't cross. I just leave that right.
Very good. Well, there you have it. You heard it right from Ron Godfrey himself. And I believe sometimes because of that, it limits the opportunities that we do get. I know in a talk show world, I've been given opportunities to co-host shows live, get paid quite a bit of money in different regards. I had one person that was going to do all the production of everything. And, you know, I had the show on PBS and the Word Network and different things, and filmed with on NBC and blah, blah, blah. The point was, at the end of the day, all production, Ron, was going to be paid for if I put my face on a billboard the week that Oprah was closing in Chicago and say, Kim, the next Oprah. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not the next anybody. I'm the best Kim that God has created me to be.
There you go. There you go.
So you feel similar?
I'm similar. I'm Ron Godfrey. You heard?
You know, now if you don't, okay, you know what? I have to get a drop the mic. I got to get a drop some kind of sound effect because I don't have a drop the mic. Let's take a look at the clip with Ron Godfrey as he made his debut appearance on Beyond the Gates. And let's take a look at it now.
Let's address the elephant in the room. You're a full generation older than the current crop of models on the scene. In fact, your own daughter was one of them until recently.
Yes, Chelsea Hamilton was and is a rock star, and we made a great team. Your question,
Well, aren't you nervous about competing with women in their teens and 20s? I mean, surely you have great DNA, but even you aren't immune to aging. Let me ask, do you really think America will find a model with stretch marks and crow's feet aspirational? Since you brought it up, let's address the
Oh,
elephant.
I got to play that again for a second. I just wanted to go back.
Older than the current crop models on the scene.
Oh, let me ask y'all. What do you all feel? I want the studio audience input on this one, seriously, because what do you all feel about what Ron said in his acting role? Does anybody feel like society does push away crow's feet and varicose veins and whatever else he said in that clip? I'm gonna put you over here for that one, Ron. There you go. You take.
Okay.
What do y'all think in the studio audience? And what did you feel saying that when you have a lovely mother and women of age?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you too, but I'm putting these comments. You can read them out loud. Feel free.
Lisa is saying, behave, Ron. Hey, listen. I think society, does, have some type of impact and, whatever, society can be kind of harsh, at times. And, when I read the script and I saw that I had to say that, I was like, oh my God, I got to say this to this woman.
Right.
Like, and I know the show had a lot of fans, but I really found out how many fans this show has once I did this part. And because they're a bunch of these groups are on Facebook, and they were tearing into me. They would, Kim, I kid you not.
Wait, okay, so they took it like they were like, oh, you're not gonna do this, Ron.
Yeah, they were saying stuff like that. They were like, you had some nerve, and you're a great actor and everything. I hope they bring you back, but I wanted to come through that TV.
They're like, we support you, a brother doing great things, but you better be careful and walk.
Yeah, they were like, they were like, you were so believable, you did a great job, and you understood the assignment, but don't be coming for Danny like that. And I was like, wow, okay.
Well, let's see what some other comments are. They said, behave, Ron. Lisa said that. Debbie was like, okay, bravo, bravo, bravo. That is a great moment, Misbehaving said. That was a great moment. Well deserved for you, they're saying.
Thank you.
I see a lot of your comments, and so we're going to just keep them coming up throughout the broadcast here. Jaquane gave lots of claps. Lisa gave lots of claps. Yes, awesome. Dr. Richard Serrano, him and Dr. Nefertina Serrano, they have the Marriage CEOs show. It is a great show where they're talking about the covenant importance of marriages. So y'all check out their show. Is incredible.
All right. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. Lisa. I see all of you all. What an amazing blessing. Yes. Congratulations, Ron. But God, glory, hallelujah, Jesus. It's your time. It's your time. It's not just your time. It's your turn. Ron, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Do you believe that it's your turn, Ron?
Yes, I do. I've been at this 15 years. I've had many challenges along this journey, both industry wise and personally. And, to see myself at this point, that's good. All I can do is just thank God. I thank God, and I thank my family that supported me. I think my supporters, I don't call them fans. I call them supporters, and I thank God for them because, they keep me going too. Keep me going too. So I just thank God for everybody.
I'm really glad that you said that you don't call them fans, but you call them supporters. Why that terminology?
I think fans kind of minimizes, what it actually is. When you have people that continuously show up for you, that's support. That's not just being a fan. That's support. No matter what you got going on, they're continuously showing up for you. That means the world to me, Well,
I love that. And I thank God for that wording because I'm actually learning so much. I'm taking notes over here too myself. But there are some times that you had some significant pain and you make a conscious decision, Ron, to turn that into purpose. What was the time that you felt was something that really tested your faith? One of the, because you've had a lot of incidents, but I'd like for you to just talk through a few of them.
The biggest thing was the loss of my son. That was the biggest. That was like the granddaddy of them all. When I lost my little man, Jeremiah. Um, uh, just thinking back on how everything transpired, with him. 1 minute, we're in the backyard throwing football and running around and everything like that. And then the next minute, I'm in Denver and his mom gives me a call and she's crying hysterically. And I'm like, what's going on? She's like, it's Jeremiah. Like, what? What's going on? And she sends me this video of him running across the floor at her brother's house. And he's dragging his right side, basically, you know, um, as if he had a stroke. And I'm like, what's going on? You're like, what? And so, to kind of fast forward, we got him diagnosed, we got him checked out, and come to find out, he had a rare tumor that formed. It's called DIPG, which stands for diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. It's a rare tumor that's found in 300 to 400 children each year. It grows in on the brainstem, making it impossible to surgically remove. And the lifespan from diagnosis is anywhere between 6 to 11 months. And he was diagnosed January of 2022, and he passed away November 1st of 2022. And it took him, when I say a roller coaster, it was like unbelievable to see my child go through this, got to the point where he could barely talk, as far as walking and everything. The steroids that they were giving him would assist him in, walking as best as he could and everything like that. But one thing that inspired me, even when he was going through that, was his perseverance. Here my child was in a wheelchair, but he still wanted to go to Dave and Buster's and everything like that. And I was like, okay, he got his treatment. I want to give a shout out to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, because that's where he received his radiation treatments. He had to undergo 30 treatments, and not one time was he put to sleep. Not one time. He endured that. And the way they had it is like when they laid him down, they had this screen in front of him. So as he's looking up, he's actually watching cartoons, so, and I had gotten an award 3 days before he actually transitioned. And to my surprise, the trophy, it said, it had me as, actor of the year. And then on the bottom, it said the Jeremiah Godfrey Legacy Award. And I remember leaving I left Atlanta, came back to South Carolina, and went to his mom's house where he was. And, by this time he was just looking, and, he could see me and everything. And I allowed him to touch it, to see, how people, let him know how people were recognizing him. And what tested my faith was, I prayed a prayer that a parent, one of the hardest prayers that I think any parent should not have to pray. And that prayer was, I said, Lord, I know what you're able to do. I've seen you work. I've read about it. I've seen it. I believe you can turn this around.
Of course.
So I said, Lord, if it's your will, I'm asking you to heal my son.
Of course. Of course.
But then I said this. I said, Lord, if it's not your will, I said, Lord, take him. Because I don't want him to remain not being able to live the life that he wants to live as a child, because he still wanted to run around and play, and he still tried, even though he was physically unable.
Right.
But he still persevered and he still pushed, and I have to give a shout out to his mom, because he was with her the whole time. He lived with her the whole time. I made my visits. I was up in Ohio. I made my visits. No matter what I was doing, I was there, and the day he just before he transited, I was sitting at the foot of his bed, and I was just watching him. And each time he took a breath, I just said, Lord, I trust you. I just kept saying, Lord, I trust you. And then his final breath, I said, Lord, I trust you. And he just inhaled real deep, and he just released.
Oh, boy. Boy.
And I remember I told his mom, I said, okay. She came in and she held him. She just crying, just rocking him. She looked at me. She said, do you want to hold him? And I said, yes. So I held my son in my arms, and they say the last thing to go is the hearing. And so I whispered in his ear, I said, son, I held you close to me when you came in, and I'm holding you close now as you leave us. But there was a miraculous thing that happened before all this happened. His sister asked him a question one time, and God allowed his voice to come clear for 2 minutes to have this conversation. She asked him, she said, Jeremiah, because she told me about it, she said, Jeremiah, do you talk to God? And his voice came clear. Kim said, yes, I talk to him all the time. And what the next thing she told me, really, it made my hairs on my arm stand up. He said, I'm not afraid to go, but I'm just sad that I have to leave y'all.
Right.
So he knew, even at 6 years old, he knew, So, but I thank God for his life, because even he, not physically being here, he pushes me. The memory of him pushing, and every award that I have won since his passing, I'll look up and say, Daddy did it again. Yeah. Daddy did it again. He was one of my biggest fans. He was one of my biggest fans. Every time I would go to pick him and my daughter up for visitation and everything, he would say, Daddy, I want to see you on TV. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's a fan, right? That's a fan.
That's a fan. Daddy, I want to see you on TV. And then he would always talk about my bald head. And Daddy, you so bald head? Yeah.
Yes.
I said, yeah. So
yeah, I don't know who's gonna host the show at this point, because all I'm here to do, I'm a bucket. I'm over here a mess. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a moment in life where my faith was tried. The ground under my the ground under my feet shook. But I had to hold tight though. I had to hold tight. And I'm glad I'm here to talk about it.
I'm so glad you're here to talk about it. And we didn't pre-script what direction our conversation would go in. So this is just an authentic conversation of us just talking from Ron Godfrey's heart. You all are getting the opportunity to learn who the man is, even behind some of the national television appearances. And I want to put the comment up. He said Nationwide Children's Hospital So a special thank you for you all supporting the Godfrey family during their time of dealing with their son, Jeremiah. And I also want to put the comment up that you said thank you specifically to Jeremiah's mom, who was with him throughout the duration of his life. And many times when parents may not be right there together in the same moment, and one takes a lot more of the responsibility, but obviously you're giving a special shout out to her as well. So thank you so much.
It would be robbery if I didn't. It would be
Absolutely.
robbery if I didn't. So yeah, I have to acknowledge her.
And so I don't, what's her name? Because I would have put her name, not
Shiloh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shiloh. Okay.
Shiloh.
All right. So just a special shout out to you, Shiloh, and knowing that you're being honored and saluted today for motherhood in the midst of significant, just significant tragedy, in my opinion, is what it is. But at the end of the day, too, we do believe, and we don't mourn as others, because we know where our children are, or even our loved ones are, that may not be here on this earth. I'm sure you know your son is in heaven, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
All right. So let me just,
I have the sweet relief in knowing in that. There's a sweet relief.
That's right. So just also tell us about the foundation in honor of your son.
Yes. Jeremiah L. Godfrey.
Listen, y'all, support the Jeremiah L. Godfrey Brain Cancer Research Foundation.
It was formed. I formed it in his honor, in his memory, to help find a cure for this, and to also help families that may be going through the same thing, because we found that in his treatment, some of the medications that was required weren't covered by insurance. So therefore we had to come out of pocket. So we want to be there to assist other families that may be going through the same thing, that may need some assistance. So the Jeremiah L. Godfrey Brain Cancer Research Foundation was formed for that purpose.
Okay, so you all, however you can support the Jeremiah L. Godfrey Brain Cancer Research Foundation, and anything that you ever post, put "We Remember Jeremiah" as the hashtag. Everybody just take a moment and hashtag "We Remember Jeremiah." We remember Jeremiah. Y'all, please all hashtag that as well. Please take a moment and do so. And thank you for your willingness to share your story here, Ron, with us and our audience. We really appreciate it. I see a lot of comments. I do want to take a moment again and just acknowledge. It says Amy Lee McCorkle is on. She was my guest this past week as well. And she said, Ron is an incredible actor. He is an incredible actor.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. She's actually the writer of the new film I'm working on now. So yeah, she's amazing.
So the new film, is that this one about Assassin's Son Redemption?
Yes, there it is.
Yes. So Amy is the one that wrote the letter to Daniel and she was my guest just a few days ago. So make sure you all check out that episode, Amy McCorkle. And they are on a tour coming through. This was happening, just so everybody knows. The reason why Ron Godfrey and Amy McCorkle and Celicia J are here coming through and passing through the Kim Jacobs show, but I believe it's not a passing through. I believe we're connected probably in some capacity for life, in some capacity here. But they're a part of the Ugly Side of Purpose virtual tour, and that's spearheaded by Lady J.
Lady J, my manager, my friend, my thorn in my side sometimes. But let me tell you something. That woman there, Lady J, is amazing. She has a story of her own. I mean, a story of her own. And I just want to give her a big shout out and, give her a big thank you, because she actually helped me put the foundation together along with a few others. But she was very instrumental in it, and she was right there for me the whole way I was going through, the hard times with Jeremiah's situation. So big shout out to Lady J.
Yes, I want to put her picture up, Lady J.
Yes, there
We
she
honor
is.
you and thank you for believing in Ron Godfrey, his talents, not giving up on him during the midst of some
Yeah,
real significant trials and tribulations in his personal life. So we just want to say thank you for the vision that God gave you and seeing the ugly side of some of the things that we go through, but still
yeah.
having purpose. I love the Ugly Side of Purpose virtual tour. And Don't Give Up tour. It's all kind of things that she spearheads, but this one that's bringing them to the Kim Jacobs show is the Ugly Side of Purpose virtual tour. So thank you so much. Oh, Ron, we're going in a lot of different directions here. Okay. So, oh my God, your faith, I think your faith, it has to be one of the foundations of everything. So when you're rebuilding and trying to reestablish and recalibrate, how important is faith in your journey?
Oh, without faith, it's impossible, first of all, to please God.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
How do I already
Without
know the
faith,
answers you're going to say, right?
listen, my faith is like everything. You just have to, and it doesn't take a whole lot. Just the size of a grain of a mustard seed. And sometimes our faith is shaken. Nobody on this earth can say their faith has never been shaken, because
right.
at some point in life our faith has been shaken. But we have to be like a tree, planted by the water. No matter how hard that wind blows, you stay rooted and you stay grounded, you hold on. And so my faith has gotten me to where I am now, and it's going to carry me further.
Yes, it is. And I agree with that. And I think too, Ron, now that you are a national figure, where you're international and you're on these major platforms, prime time type of situations, how do you think that has shaped your level of responsibility or accountability? Because some people just be like, well, this is who I am and whatever. But I've heard you say earlier in the show that there are certain things you're not going to do and some things you will do. So how has that shaped your level of accountability?
It's like this. I can't let my success cloud who I am.
Okay.
I can't forget where it all started. I can't forget the bridge that was there to hold me up, for me to get to this place. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget God, because at the end of the day, got to answer to him at the end of the day. So in all of my doings, I say, Lord, because when I first started acting, I asked God, I said, Lord, I need you to manage my career.
That was your prayer? You said, God, manage my career.
My prayer was, Lord, you manage my career. And sometimes I have to remember that, because I would, have auditions and everything. And I would wonder, why didn't I get that? Didn't you tell me to manage your career? You know what I'm saying? And I say, okay. I have my relationship with God is different than anybody else's. Like, I refer to him as Big G. That's what I call him.
See, that right there from them 70s. I thought it was just me, Ron. I was like, why is everybody talking like this? Dear Lord. And I'm like, look here, God.
I'm like, Big G. I'm like, Big G, let me talk to you for a second. Come on, dude. Can I talk to you can we rap a taste? And so I'm like, and he like, yo, G, I told you. You told me to manage your career. That's what I'm doing. So get somewhere and sit down.
Somewhere and sit down.
Sit down. So
who else talks to God like that? Please just make a public declaration of how you talk to God. Do you keep it real? Keep it, people say 100.
Big G. You know what I'm saying? Big G, hey, Big G, I need to talk to you. I'm serious. So many times I've come in and sat on the side of the bed and I hang my head and said, Big G, I need to talk to you. And
Okay.
I just go and I talk to him like he's sitting next to me. That's how you have to be. You know what I'm saying? You have to be specific. Like, Big
Yes.
G, you listen, I need this. I want this. And you know, when I look back on some of the things that I auditioned for and I didn't get, I see why.
Right, right.
And then he'll whisper in my ear, you see, I saved you from this.
I saved you from that.
You see, it didn't even go anywhere. I have something planned for you. Just trust me.
Or it went somewhere that you didn't want it to go associated with you.
Right, right. So, you know, he whispered in my ear so many times, I'm going to make those that have rejected you wish they had not rejected you. But see, at the same time, not every rejection is that.
Right.
Sometimes a rejection is a redirection. And we just have to trust that process. And I've had to do that many times.
I'm loving this conversation. And this is not, we didn't pre-plan or anything. We're just having an organic conversation. I'm enjoying it so much because it speaks volumes to so many different seasons that we go through. And speaking of seasons, I was looking here. Yeah, I was looking on your website and checking this out, which is something new. Well, this right here, Crying Out in the Dark.
Woo!
Talk to us about Crying Out in the Dark, and then we're going to talk about some seasons a little bit more.
Crying Out in the Dark is my autobiography that has been out since 2020. And I want to give a shout out to my dynamic publisher, Dr. Naisha D. Davis. She published this and she's publishing my new book. Crying Out in the Dark is things that happened in my life that caused depression, which is something that we as men don't really open up about.
Right.
In this book, I open up very candidly.
Yes.
Very candidly. It's no holds barred, you know. And I go back as far as when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
You know, and it's still selling even to this day. And it's
on sell Amazon. Some more hopefully today too, because people can go right to that website and get it.
Since 2020, it has held at a 4.8 out of 5 stars, you know, and it's still selling. It's still selling. So if you want an autograph copy, you order it from my website. If you don't wish to have an autograph copy, just order it from Amazon. But I ask everyone, after you read it, go to Amazon and write a review. But you will. And I'm going to tell you now, there are 3 different emotions you're going to feel when you read this book.
Come on, what are they?
You're going to laugh. You're going to cry. You're going to get mad. and most people that have read the book have come back and said, Ron, I experienced all 3. All 3. Crying Out in the Dark. And if you notice, if you take a look at the cover, half of my face is in the dark.
Yes.
And half of my face is in the light because I'm in the dark searching for the light.
Okay. If I don't get a drop the mic emoji, it's like this is just this is everything. So that was so intentional, the shading of your skin as it's evolving and becoming what God is creating you to be, but recognizing and acknowledging where you've come from.
Exactly.
So what do you want readers when they reach out to you to get a signed copy of this? You can get it on Amazon. He's already shared that with you. But if you go directly to his website and
get a signed copy,
you'll get an autographed copy with a personal message from the author, Ron Godfrey. And Dr. Davis, shout out to you for being his publisher. So thank you so much. Now what do you want people to walk away knowing about this book?
That you're not alone.
Okay.
Period. You're not alone. because there are so many people out there that are depressed, won't admit it because they're scared to admit it and they feel like they're alone. But I want you to know that you're not alone.
Good. Okay.
Here's my story to help break your ice.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, there you have it. And then as far as different seasons, we were talking about seasons a few minutes ago. I want you to just drop some knowledge on us about the seasons of the soul, which is a collection of reflection, poems, spiritual meditation. You look like you sitting right on a journey, a road to your destiny. Talk to us about the seasons of the soul.
Seasons of the Soul gives you a even deeper look into my soul through my poetry, through my writings. Crying Out in the Dark gives you a foundation, but Seasons of the Soul brings you deeper within to the things that I was feeling at certain times, or I was thinking and going through. And so, and I want to give a shout out to Niecy J. Jordan once again, because she actually helped design my cover.
Come on, Niecy J. Jordan. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Gotta give it to her. And so this book will actually be dropping worldwide, nationally, everywhere,
Come on.
April of this year. So I'm excited.
People can go ahead and pre-order it, right?
You can go ahead and pre-order it right now.
Okay.
You can pre-order right now, and you pre-order through my website. And if you pre-order through my website, you're going to get a signed copy of the book, Seasons of the Soul, reflections of pain and purpose and praise and all of the beauty in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm typing over here what you were saying about Niecy J. Jordan. Just I love celebrating people and recognizing. Yeah. So I just want to make sure that we just put these comments up, letting you know that Niecy J. Jordan for creating the cover, and really appreciate you supporting Seasons of the Soul with Ron Godfrey. Oh, hey, Miss Behaving said, I have a copy. I need to get the new book, and I'm definitely going to be getting that. Lisa said, that's deep. Let's see. I read the comments sometimes because sometimes it'd be some trolls, and I'm not about to give everybody their 2 seconds of fame.
Right.
Okay, so that's why I'm leaning over here. Rhonda says, hey, I see incredible blessings ahead for you, Ron. Choosing to align your career with your morals and your values. And let me just put that back over here. So with your morals and your values is a powerful decision, and that integrity will become part of your success story, my friend. Any comment to that?
Thank you. That was a mouthful right there.
Thank you. That was so awesome. Thank you for your support and your comments. And thank you all for all of the supports and the comments that's been coming in throughout the conversation. If there's anybody that did not say something, you're like, please, Kim, pop my comment. I didn't get a chance to say what I wanted to say. Then feel free to go ahead and make your comment be known right now. Let's see. Go back over here. Great podcast. Book is purchased. That's deep. I see all of your comments. Beautiful cover. Amy said, I see lots of hand clap. Great book. Everybody supporting your project and your book. And Jaquin said, this is absolutely a fantastic project. It made me laugh, cry at the same time. If you don't have it, I highly recommend that you purchase it. I finished reading it just one day ago. So there you go.
And I'm gonna tell you about that. So thank you for that comment. Thank you for all your comments. I tell people the first paragraph, after you read the first paragraph, you're not going to want to shut it. You're not going to want to close the book.
You're going to want to get you a cup of tea or water or something and go ahead and curl up with a blanket.
Just curl up. There you go.
You ready. You going in at that point. Oh, Overseer Clara Walton, Evangelist Clara Walton says, awesome word, Ron. Will testimony keep giving God the glory and all the praise. And this is a prophetess of God. This woman prophesied over me that I had the spirit of Deborah growing in my womb after I had 4 sons. I was like, ma'am, I do not have no spirit of no girl growing in this womb. That's what I told her. She said, come here, baby. She said, if I be a woman of God, and I know that I am, you have the spirit of Deborah growing in your womb. And she was accurate because I did have the spirit of Deborah growing in my womb. My daughter Jayla Jacobs is actually the spirit of Deborah that was growing in my womb at that time. And real quick, I want to do a shout out to my daughter because it's her birthday today, everybody.
Well, happy
so
birthday.
Jayla, I see you, and I'm not gonna play the music because when you play the music, oh man,
Happy birthday, Jayla.
Happy birthday, Jayla. My daughter turned 18 years old, and we are celebrating her all today. Wow. And I just want y'all to say some happy birthday shout outs to her and let her know that she is definitely loved. She had been diagnosed with a lung disease, and we thought we were going to lose her, had pneumonia, and all of this stuff, and it was irreversible damage that had happened. But guess what? God saw fit to have a different outcome in this situation. I've also had a child pass as well.
Happy birthday.
I'm so happy to celebrate her today. Happy birthday to you, Jayla. We're going to celebrate you big. 4.1 GPA and lots of school choices and scholarships. So we celebrate you today. Love you, love you, love you. Awesome. Happy birthday.
God bless you.
All right, let's see. Is there anything, Ron, you know, your message is from survival to significance. Is there anything that you want people to know so that they can be encouraged not to give up on this journey called life? Anything?
So my brand is called
Grind and Conquer. Come on, talk about it.
Grind and Conquer. When I first came up with that idea, I was actually in the gym and I was getting my workout on, and I'm like, I got to grind this out. I got to grind this out. I got to conquer this. And as I'm laying there on the bench, getting ready to do my set, I'm like, wait a minute, grind and conquer. You know, and I thought about it from a standpoint of, you know, health and, you know, having your physical body, you know, in good shape and everything like that. But then I tied it into life because we're all on a grind.
Yes.
Trying to conquer or working to conquer our goals. Then I thought about it even further. I was like, okay. Then I came up with the logo. And if you notice the logo, it has two eagles and then there's a crown in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. You have, there it is.
Yeah, I want to play this for a second. I know you can talk over it. Let me see.
I want you to play it. Now, if you freeze it right there for a second. So you have an eagle for grind and an eagle for conquer. If you know anything about eagles, eagles don't fly with any other bird. They fly with other eagles or they fly alone.
Right.
Okay. When storms hit, now I want you to think about this when it comes to everyday life.
Right.
And this is what the eagles do. When storms hit, other birds seek shelter. But the eagle is able to spread its wings and fly above the storm so that therefore they can keep going to their destination.
Yes.
So when the storms of life hit, don't run and seek shelter. Spread your wings.
Come through.
And fly above your problems. And if you need help, if you feel like you're losing altitude, God will be the wind beneath your wings and allow you to fly above that storm. And therefore, once you have gotten to where you have set off to go to, you receive the crown of victory.
Y'all, there's some good stuff that we have learned here today on this episode. I feel like I'm over here being a chameleon. I'm doing everything, working every. Speaking of which, I'll let y'all know I I offer a training teaching people how to start their own virtual shows from scratch, whether it's audio, video, or television network ready shows is something that I offer. And I would love to have you come and be a part of my next group training. It's only a small group of people that I take. We go on a 6-week journey teaching you how to virtually start your own show. So if that's something that you could see yourself, which I believe, especially in today's climate, that each of us need to have some type of show to educate people and to be able to offer our gifts and our talents to the world. Because the whole world's missing out when you're not using your gifts. Clearly, you can see that with Ron Godfrey. If you do not use your gifts, we would have been missing out on this next Black man that is making headways on national television. So y'all make sure you take the training if you're interested. 704-944-3534. And Ron, okay, we did Grind and Conquer. We talked about, I just want to know your legacy, because all I can think about is there's so much still left to you. And years from now, you're going to be wanting to remain known as something. And what is that going to be for you? What do you hope to leave as your legacy, or continue to build even as your legacy? Because you're still here, obviously.
I want to be remembered as the man that conquered. I conquered.
The man that conquered.
I conquered. Because in so many areas of life, I've been second guessed. I've been rejected. Doors have slammed in my face. I've lost, friends along the way, so-called friends or whatever, and out of everything that was put in my way to break me, it built me. So I already have an idea for my third book. I already have an idea for my third book, because when I look at everything that I've been through,
right,
I said I've been built from fire. Fire don't only destroys, it refines.
That's right. That's right.
So I've been refined, and still being refined. And so once I come out, I'll be like gold. So I'm the man that conquered.
You are the man that conquered. Yeah, you definitely got some swag. If nothing else, you got a lot going on with this clothing lineup. Do you have sponsors for your clothing? I'm like, what kind of clothing is this?
Oh my God. That's a nice picture. I like that.
That's you, right?
Who's that guy?
I'm like, is that you? I was being a sleuth on your page, looking at all this stuff.
I see. Yeah, I see. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because it made me think about the outfit that I had on in Beyond the Gates. I'm gonna tell you something funny about that. So productions like that, they have a whole wardrobe, section for you. And when they brought that out, I was like, I own this entire outfit, even down to the shoes. And the lady in right, the lady in wardrobe was like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." The suit, the turtleneck, even down to the shoes, I actually own them. I'm like,
right,
wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
that's funny that's so funny, actually. But when I looked at some of these other pictures, what did I see? I saw this. I was like, look at that.
Oh, you went snooping, huh?
Yeah, You got some fits. You sitting in the right kind of chair. I'm like, this right here is branding all day long, right? And then I also saw this. I wanted to acknowledge that you got an official nomination for the Re-Up 2026. Talk to us about that briefly. We're gonna get ready to end shortly here, but I just had to give some extra time for Ron here today.
I'm the bounce backologist. I'm nominee for bounce backologist because I've bounced back from so much.
Okay.
When, like I said, things were put in place to break me, to bring me down, and there were some times that I felt like I was at rock bottom, but Big G, he just pulled me up, said, "Go get up, I got you," and so here I am. So I'm thankful for that nomination, and that's just the first of many. There's my mother. She just celebrated her 87th birthday.
I thought that was
And
a beautiful tribute. I read that. I said, look at your mama. She look
yeah,
good. This is what
yeah,
80-something look
yeah,
like in the African-American community.
yeah.
Hey,
That picture was actually taken the day before her birthday, a few weeks
beautiful.
ago. So yeah, yeah. So
Beautiful.
she's a blessing. She's my hero. Shout out to her and my sister Pat.
And
And my other children. Shout
yeah, I
out
saw
to
so
them
many
because
pictures. I was like, I don't know who's who. So let me just do this. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna share
you
this
gonna,
page. Then y'all can do the
you gonna,
rest from there. It was a rack of folk. I said, I've downloaded for 20,
not a
20
rack of
years over here. I was promised you, I was looking at all of these pictures. I said, okay, y'all are gonna have to follow Ron. Let me go ahead and put how you can stay connected with him. Follow him
wow,
on his social media
wow,
pages.
whoa! You got pictures up there I hadn't seen in
Look at these
God.
pictures. It's like all kind
Look,
of. I was like, I don't know who all these
look
folks.
at
There's a
all
rack
of
of
that.
folk.
Jeez.
You got a rack of folk over here, so it's a never-ending
Wow.
stream.
Look at that.
So y'all
Hey,
go
even
follow
when I had
Ron.
hair and all that kind of
You had
stuff.
some hair back in
You was,
those.
I had hair.
That's
Yeah. So
funny.
yeah. And shout out
Meanwhile,
to
that's funny. I
Dr.
didn't even know that was
Sharon's
you
baby.
with the hair.
And you know what? I'm in a series on Hulu called Mike. It's about Mike Tyson. And I'm on episode number 5 of that series. And they had to put
Okay.
hair on me. They had put hair, they put hair on me. And when I went to hair and makeup, what cracked me up so bad was that they had to take a Sharpie and draw me a hairline. they, they drew me a hairline and just put pieces of hair together. I got a whole shape up and the whole night out. Yeah. I was like, wow, I hadn't seen that guy in a long time.
That's
So yeah.
funny. I don't have a clip of that, but I do have. I have another clip I'll show you real fast, y'all. We had this one more clip that I was like, I saw this on your website, and you're here. Let me pull that up. That's a good one to show. There's so many different hats that you wear and roles and responsibilities as you're balancing life.
Oh yeah. This is season 1 of Tears of a Hustler, where I'm playing a boxing coach.
What you mean stop?
Stop. Look at me.
What you tripping for?
You are getting ready to fight the undefeated champion of the world. This man's name is the Terminator. He ain't gonna just get in there and give you the belt. You're gonna have to go in there and take that
And
shit.
I will.
Come on, man. What's gotten into you? Did you forget we're in the hurt business, son? Did you forget that? This guy's coming in here to knock your head off, and you're not even training properly. I sent you those tapes for a reason. What, you out here partying with G Money so much you can't even focus?
Hey man, why you riding my back so hard? You must think this clown can beat me or something.
I'll tell you something. Anyone can be beat. They're not ready.
Well, you don't gotta worry because I will be ready. Thanks for believing in me.
Wow. Okay. I had to play that. I was like, that right there. I looked at that. I said, you a serious actor. You like anybody can be beat. And that's probably a good thing to end on. Life tries to beat us and to take us out.
Yeah.
But with the proper training,
Yeah.
and tell us, how can we win at this thing called life? And we're going to close on that note. We're going to get on up out of here, Ron.
So first of all, shout out to director and writer of that movie, that series, Silk White. I got to give him a shout out because he's on season 3 of Tears of a Hustler now, and he's doing a great job. But listen, we can't go in this life thinking that we're invincible. We have to be. This is my thing. Don't walk in fear, but stay aware. Don't walk in fear, but stay aware. Because at the end of the day, God got you. But don't walk in fear, but stay aware.
Don't walk in fear, but stay aware. Somebody type that. Yep. Don't walk in fear, but stay away. And so somebody said, I'm glad that you're my Winter Grayson. Is that a person?
That's my character. That's my character in the movie.
What's happening? Am I putting up some kind of code words? Hey.
That's my character in the movie, in her movie. And I'm gonna tell you, it's my first action movie, Assassin's Redemption.
That's right. Okay, so I already put that up, and then I saw this one too.
Yes, that's as a matter of fact, that is Michael Sewell. Shout out to Michael Sewell. This movie here is coming out very soon. I'm actually going to be playing in this movie as well. Nicole Gregory is the writer, director, and she's actually also acting in it. Want to give her a shout out. That's going to be coming out soon. I'll be filming that soon. And yeah, I'm excited. And Dr. Sharon Davis, I'll be in a movie with her, actually filming here in South Carolina in a couple of weeks. I have to shave all of this off, y'all.
Oh Lord, so you're gonna be clean cut over there, like
I gotta shave all this off because I'm gonna be a general for military intelligence. So yeah.
So you're a man of many different hats and talents. I'm excited for you. Okay, we have covered as much as I could cover in this. Do you feel like you had a good amount of things to talk about?
Yes. I mean, I'm tired of talking to you, Kim. I got to go. I'm tired of talking to you. Please let me go. Jeez, I'm tired of this. I'm sick of this. Okay, I gotta go. I want to eat my cereal.
My mom said, look, Big G got you. Mama,
that's what, hey, Mom, how you doing? That's right. Big G got me, Mom.
Don't walk in fear. Don't walk in fear, but be aware.
Hey,
I didn't get your comments up. Look, keep them coming, and then he'll be able to go back and look at them on one of the social media platforms. Yes, it's been our honor and privilege to have Ron Godfrey with us here today. And if you did not, if you believe that the Kim Jacobs Show is actually supporting bringing balance into your house in some capacity, regardless of how every weekday we come in Monday through Friday. So I'm encouraging you, if you have not become one of our supporters here on the Kim Jacobs Show, show us some love and just give any level of a contribution. We greatly appreciate it. No matter whatever the amount is, I would love to have 10 of you today that would support at $100. That would be helpful to our broadcast. So please feel free to just show some love. And for the audio listeners who are on iHeartRadio and WDRB, it's actually through Venmo at the Kim Jacobs Show and PayPal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. or Zelle or Apple Cash using 704-962-7161. How can people stay connected with you?
I don't want y'all talking to me. I don't want to talk to y'all.
He's acting, y'all. He's acting.
I'm just playing. Stay connected with me on Instagram. I am Ron Godfrey, or visit my website, rongodfrey.com. And you mentioned the word love, and I have a saying about that. Love is the greatest word in our vocabulary, and we need to show more of it. Okay. And always remember that the top of one mountain is the bottom of another. So keep climbing.
Always, y'all. That's our episode today. If you're anywhere in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, I'm also a pastor here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Come visit us at the Brownstone Signature Events on Sundays at 10 a.m. And we have our worship services right there at that event venue. So we welcome you anytime. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Stay backstage, Ron, for 1 second, and I'll talk to you all soon. I love all of you all, and you are an outstanding guest, Ron. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you and make it a great day.